In the heart of Akwa Ibom, in a quiet village called Nong Udo, there lived a humble family known by many for their quiet strength and discipline. Mr. and Mrs. Umo were hardworking palm oil traders with two sons, Akong, the elder, and Idora, the younger. Akong was the calm one, bookish, polite, and slow to speak. He had always been the quiet strength behind the family's hope. From a young age, he would sit under the mango tree with a chalkboard, solving arithmetic problems and reading borrowed novels by lantern light. Idora, on the other hand, was the lively one, charming, stylish, and full of wild ideas. He had the kind of energy that made people turn when he entered a room. He could talk his way into, or out of, anything. When Akong got admission into the University of Uyo to study electrical engineering, the family slaughtered a goat in celebration. They danced the kombi in the compound, and the village women ululated through the night. But the celebrations were modest compared to the fireworks that erupted 2 years later when Idora got admitted to study business administration in the same university. You see, Mama had clapped her hands with pride. This one is sharp. Very sharp. Akong would be reading and reading until cockroach pass him. But Idora, he's smart. He will bring money home soon. Akong had only smiled. He'd had it all before. Even when he brought home the Dean's List certificate, his mother barely blinked. Certificate no dey cook soup, she said. We need money. Idora arrived at the university like a storm. His charisma and smooth talk drew people to him like ants to sugar. Within his first semester, he had already made friends with some of the big boys, students who wore designer clothes, drove cars, and always had cash. They called themselves the wise ones, but people on campus whispered that they were into runs, internet fraud, ritual money, or worse. At first, Akong warned his brother. Be careful who you follow, Idora. The road that shines too bright can blind you. But Idora laughed. Oh, Akong, you are too slow. Life is not about books alone. We are in Nigeria, oh. You go carry certificate they beg conductor for change if you know wise up. Within months, Idora's wardrobe changed. He started wearing gold chains, snapping pictures with iPhones, and spraying money at parties. He moved out of the hostel and rented a small flat off campus. Girls flocked to him. Even lecturers began to greet him first. Meanwhile, Akong stayed in his corner. He spent his nights in the library, working on circuits and attending tutorials. He tutored other students for small stipends and sent part of it home. Yet, each time his parents called, it was Idora's name that danced on their lips. Your brother just sent us 20,000 naira today, Mama would boast. He said he will buy us a generator by next month. Akong, you too should try now. This your engineering SCF, is it car you're engineering? It stung. But Akong kept quiet. What the parents didn't know was that Idora had crossed into a world darker than he ever imagined. The runs had begun innocently, email scams, catfishing white women, but quickly turned into something else. He was introduced to a Baba in Oran who gave him soap to bathe with at midnight and incantations to recite. In exchange, Idora's bank account kept swelling. One day, he came home to the village in a black Mercedes. Children chased after the car. Women peeked through their windows. Even the village chief came out to greet him. You have brought honor to Nong Udo, the chief said. Mama danced. Papa slaughtered 2 goats. But Akong, who had come home quietly by bus the same day, was barely noticed. That night, when all had quieted, Akong confronted his brother under the palm tree. You think this money will last forever? Idora leaned on his car and scoffed. Forever doesn't matter. Let me enjoy today. You want to suffer now and maybe enjoy when you're 50. Who told you you'll even reach 50? Not all roads lead back home, Akong said quietly. Idora shook his head. You've always been the dull one. Months passed. Idora grew bolder. He started missing exams and skipping classes. But no one dared question him. The money spoke louder than grades. He was seen at expensive lounges in Iket and Calabar. Rumors swirled of a rival group chasing after him, of betrayals and debts unpaid. Meanwhile, Akon graduated with first-class honors. On the day of convocation, his parents didn't attend. Idora had promised to drive them but claimed he had urgent business in Lagos. Instead, Akon stood alone, holding his scroll under the sun, tears blurring his eyes as the vice-chancellor congratulated him. "Your future is bright," the VC said. "Don't stop here." After NYSC in Port Harcourt, Akon got a job with a multinational engineering firm. It was quiet work, steady. No designer clothes. But every month, he sent money home. Then came the call. It was Mama, crying. "Akon. Please come. They have taken your brother." "What do you mean taken?" "Police. Or court boys. I don't even know. They said he duped someone big. They came with guns." Jesus. They broke down the door. By the time Akon arrived in Uyo, Idora had disappeared. Nobody could say where he was. Some said he was arrested. Others said he fled. His house had been looted. The Mercedes. Gone. The girls. Vanished. Even the Baba in Oron had moved out. Akon quietly paid Mama's hospital bill. She had collapsed from the shock. He comforted Papa, who now sat silently on the veranda every evening, no longer boasting to neighbors. Months turned into years. Akon rose in his career. He bought his parents a proper house in Uyo, enrolled Mama in a wellness clinic, and fixed the village church roof. His name began to spread, not for noise or flash, but for quiet generosity. One evening, as he was returning from a site in Iket, he spotted a thin, ragged man by the roadside, begging for transport fare. Something in the man's walk tugged at Akon's memory. He pulled over. "Idora." The man turned slowly, shame heavy in his eyes. It was him. Gone was the gold chain. Gone was the cocky smile. Idora's face was hollow, his clothes torn, his hands shaking. "I didn't know where else to go," he whispered. Akon said nothing. He opened the car door. At home, their parents wept. Mama clung to Idora, Papa simply nodded, too proud to cry. That night, as the brothers sat outside once more under the stars, Akon placed a hand on Idora's shoulder. "You can start again." Idora nodded, eyes brimming. And in that quiet moment, the boy who had lost himself in the world found a sliver of redemption, not through rituals or riches, but through the quiet love of a brother who never stopped believing. Moral of the story. In African homes, especially in places like Akwa Ibom, parents often chase what shines, forgetting that true gold doesn't glitter loudly. While the world celebrates fast success, it is slow, steady progress built on values that truly endures. Never underestimate the quiet ones. They are often the pillars when the storm comes.